Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 24th of August all the way until the 31st. Crucial week ahead. Let's get straight into the calendar now, and what's important to mention before anything. As of when this video goes live, we are going to have 2 days left of that water festival. We now know the full details, and you guys, because we're in the last 2 days, should be popping those star pieces and those lucky eggs because you're getting huge XP and Stardust gains. Please consider as well this will be your last few days to get Psyduck with a swim ring in its shiny form. It's important that you register our new Pokemon Go debuts, Arrokuda going into Barraskewda using 50 candies, as well as Cramorant. Of course, Cramorant in battle can go to its gulping form or its gorging form depending on if it gets hit by a charge attack when its HP is high or when its HP is low. We also know the full list of wild spawns now. We can see Psyduck, Tentacool, Goldeen, Magikarp, Marill, Wailmer, Corphish, Ducklet, Frillish, Marini, Dewpider, and Wimpod. Please remember as well, there are shiny boosts on the Dewpider as well as the Ducklet. Those shiny lines going to Arrokuda as well as Swanna are stunning. Some rare spawns in the wild, we are seeing Gyarados, which is awesome, and we can also see Phoebus and Clamperl. Don't forget about Wiglet as well next to those water biomes. We have the full list of the 5-kilometer egg pool. We can see Azurill, Mantike, Frillish, and Cramorant. These are the confirmed field research tasks. It looks like there's only 3 catch 5 water types for some Pokeballs here and some Pineapple Berries. Catch 10 water types for a Dewpider or the Ducklet encounter, that's where their shiny boosts are coming in as well, and catch 15 water types for the Arrokuda, Clamperl, as well as Phoebus. Before I move on, this is going to be ending at 8 p.m. on midnight, so it's very important to pop those lucky eggs and pop those star pieces because guys, especially on something like a Gyarados, remember Gyarados is a first stage evolution, which is granting you 300 Stardust per catch. With a 5 times catch Stardust, that's going to be 1500 Stardust per catch, and with a star piece, it's going to multiply even more. Throw on something like Palkia Spatial Rent because guys, you want to be getting as many numbers as possible, and some of these excellent throws for the XP gains on a lucky egg are very easy too. It's of utmost importance that you abuse these bonuses, and the last tip I'm going to throw here is don't claim those Go Pass rewards yet until you throw on a lucky egg or a star piece. Trust me, you're gonna thank me later. Let's get back to our calendar again. As you can see here highlighted, every Monday morning at 9 a.m. we will get our Adventure Sync rewards from the previous week. If you walk 25 kilometers and you have 1 egg slot open, you will get a 5-kilometer egg. The Pokemon hatching from that egg are going to be Budew, Chingling, Sableye, Tyrogue, and Happiny. And if you walked 50 kilometers during the previous week, you're going to get even more rewards, including a 10-kilometer egg. And if you want both, you're going to have 2 egg slots open. Hatching from that 10-kilometer Adventure Sync egg is going to be Druddigon, Toxel, Bagon, Drampaw, and Gible. Of course, your top 3 picks there are going to be the Bagon for Mega Salamence, Drampaw for the future Mega Drampaw coming to the game, and of course Gible. If you aren't able to hatch a good Gible from these Adventure Sync eggs, please remember that we do have Gible Calm Day Classic that has been leaked and it will be coming in September. An incredible opportunity for you to get your hundo if you haven't got it yet. Back to the calendar again. As you can see, something we have to mention every single Monday will be our Max Monday, and this week on the 24th, it's going to be featuring DMAX HITMONTOP. But how good is DMAX HITMONTOP in 2026? Well, let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP at level 50 of 2438, which is a little bit lackluster, and attack value of 173. So I can already tell you this is probably not going to be the greatest attacker. But let's continue. Its defense stats are going to be 207 and its HP is 137. It is weak to 3 different types, Fairy, Flying, and Psychic, so bring along those for an easier battle. We cannot fully judge this Pokemon though until we look at its fast moves. It does get access to 2 fighting moves, which is going to be Rock Smash as well as Counter. None of these moves are half a second fast moves, which is disappointing because they charge the Dynamax meter a lot quicker in battle, and once you enter the Dynamax phase, we would then switch into an attacker. DMAX HITMONTOP is neither a good attacker nor a good defender. Unfortunately, the move it's using is going to be Max Knuckle, but with a terrible attacking stat. Unfortunately, DMAX HITMONTOP, unless you really wanted that shiny for some reason, this is probably the worst Max Monday of the month. And yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to disrespect you, but oh yes, oh no, oh yeah, he was just telling you guys to subscribe because yeah, we do that every Monday, but yeah, sorry, man. Next week's gonna be a better one. Every single in-person max raid you do on this Max Monday for HITMONTOP, you will be getting a guaranteed rare XL candy, which is one of the rarest commodities in the game, and right now it's one of the easiest ways to get it. Remember to do this. Before I continue, one thing I want to remind every trainer out there is that with all these Go Passes going live, the Water Festival, and then we have the Worlds event coming up that we're just going to explain, don't forget about your August Go Pass. Remember, your August Go Pass from Tier 1, you are going to get a guaranteed candy as well as XL candy every single time you trade a Pokemon. At Tier 2, which is at rank 25, you can open and send more gifts. At rank 50, it's going to be 2 times the daily adventure incense duration, so don't forget to hunt those Galarian birds, because if you walk in a straight line with a 30-minute incense, especially if it's weather boosted like windy weather for example, to bring out more flying spawns, this is going to be another great opportunity to hunt these birds. And don't forget to use Dialga's Roar of Time, because you can actually extend the timer of this daily adventure incense to maybe last for an hour or even 2 if you do get the right weather and you're in a good walking position. But something that's very important that you guys cannot forget, and I know I just moved past the Water Festival, but I even said this in the Water Festival video, get to rank 75 as quickly as you can on that August Go Pass so you can get more hatch XP, but most importantly, more hatch Stardust upon hatching these Pokemon. Guys, if you hunt 12 kilometer eggs, for example, and you hatch this while this bonus is active with a star piece running, you could get up to, if you're lucky, 130, 140,000 Stardust just off one 12 kilometer egg batch. Very important to do. Just before we move on to Tuesday, do not forget about your research breakthrough box. For only the next 2 weeks, these are going to be available. Dragonite, that Hundo CP is going to be 1625 CP. Axew's in there at 586 CP. Honedge is in there at 595. We can see Jangmo-O there at 415. Indeedee male and Indeedee female at 1027 and 1047 respectively. And we can see Cloth in there. Cloth is the only one that cannot be shiny. That Hundo CP is 1030 CP. Let's get back to that calendar again and let's focus on Tuesday. The first thing I have to mention is going to be Showcase Tuesdays. All trainers can enter Pokemon up to 5 different categories on this Tuesday, and you could get 5 first places if you're very lucky. If you do, you will get premium items. Of course, we have big events coming up, the Mega Ascension event going into Mega Finale, and of course the Go Wild area, which is on the horizon. Getting premium items is always important, but the one thing you can also do is chip away the Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases. Not the easiest thing to complete, and the other thing is once you complete that, you will then get an encounter with a PhD Pikachu, one of the rarest costume Pikachus in the game. Let's have a look at our raid bosses going down this week, and as of the release of this video, Lunala is only going to be in raids until Tuesday. Because Lunala is a Ghost and Psychic type Pokemon, it is double weak to 2 different types, which is actually going to be Dark as well as Ghost. If you guys want to know the 100% IV of Lunala, it's going to be 2310 CP, but in windy and foggy weather, because of its Psychic and Ghost typing, it's going to be 2887 CP. Of course, the shiny debut of this Pokemon happened last week. You're only going to have 2 days left to hunt the shiny. It will come with 1 in 20 odds. This is a brilliant Pokemon, and let me tell you why. As a Ghost type attacker right now, it's currently the 8th best Ghost type attacker in the game. As a Psychic type attacker too, it's currently in the 18th spot, but it's really in the Master League this Pokemon shines best. It is currently breaking to the top 5 or 6. Lunala, great shiny, great utility Pokemon. Make sure to rate it while you still can. But then replacing Lunala on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. on the 6th, we are going to see the return of the Hoenn legendaries Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. So how good are these Hoenn legendaries, especially in 2026? Let's fly through this quickly. Regirock is a pure rock type Pokemon, attack of 179, great defense of 309, and an average HP stat of 320. Unfortunately, as a rock type attacker, only the 64th best in the game. It performs best in something like the Ultra League, but honestly, right now in 2026, this is more of a dex filler. That shiny is pretty cool at 1 in 20 odds. Next up is Regice, a pure ice type Pokemon, a max EP of 3530, attack of 179, again, a very strong defense of 309, and a stamina of 190. It is only the 55th best ice type attacker in the game just because of that poor attacking stat. Again, Regice, a pretty solid shiny form with 1 in 20 odds, but most likely a dex filler. Next up is going to be that Registeel. Again, 1 in 20 odds on that shiny. It kind of takes on that metal blue. It looks incredible. It has an attacking stat of 143, a really good defensive stat of 285, and an HP of 290, a max EP of 2766. And to be honest with you, this Regi probably has the most utility. Let me explain. Guys, in the Great League right now, it's currently breaking to the top 75. It's an incredibly bulky Pokemon, and with that fast move Lock On, it can charge relatively fast, but it has really good defensive attributes, and of course as a steel type, it resists so many things. In the Ultra League though, it's breaking into the top 20, which is incredible. Really good Ultra League Pokemon, has stood the test of time, but the other thing about Registeel is that D-Max Registeel is one of the best tanks as a Dynamax Pokemon, or even amongst the G-Max Pokemon as well. This is a great opportunity to get candy for that Pokemon, especially if you have a good Dynamax Registeel. What Mega Raids are going down this week? week? Well guys, Mega Swampert will be in Mega Raids until the 25th. It has a max CP of 4975, an attack value of 283, which is really good, a defense of 218, and a well above HP stat of 225. The great thing about Mega Swampert is that it only has one weakness, but it's a double weakness to grass. Its fast attacks are going to be Mud Shot and Water Gun. Its charge attacks will be Earthquake, Sludge, Sludge Wave, Surf, Hydro Cannon, which is crucial on this Pokemon. It will require an elite charge TM, but that's the best water type move you can have on it. And last but not least, Muddy Water. Mega Swampert is currently the third best water type attacker in the game, and as a ground type attacker, it's still breaking into the top 10 because of course it has that hard hitting Earthquake, a brilliant Mega to get to Mega level 3. I'm sure Super Mega level will be arriving soon for this Pokemon, but for Candy and XL Candy gains, especially for the water and ground typing, like now for example in that water festival, perfect Pokemon to have out. But then taking Mega Swampert's spot on Wednesday morning at 6 AM, we are going to see the return of Megagyarados. Still a very boss Mega. It has a max CP of 5332, which is really good, a really good attacking stat as well of 292, defense of 247, which I thought is pretty impressive on this Pokemon, and a decent HP stat of 216. This is a really good start. Its fast attacks are going to be Bite, Dragon Breath, Dragon Tail. You can see the star there that will require an elite fast TM, and we can see Waterfall there too. Its charge attacks Crunch, Outrage, Twister, Dragon Pulse, another elite charge TM move, Hydro Pump, as well as Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is definitely the preferred moveset on this Pokemon. Again, will require an elite charge TM. These Mega Raids will not come with your legacy moves. But what does this mean for Mega Gyarados, because it is a dual water and dark type Pokemon upon its Mega Evolution? As a water type attacker right now in the game, it is currently in the 6th spot, and as a dark type attacker, it's breaking into the top 15. This is a great Mega as well to use as a raid attacker, especially if you are a new or returning player. Another great Pokemon to get to Mega level 3, like for the Water Festival we just explained with Mega Swampert, and again when a dark type event comes around, like Halloween for example, you're already prepared. We cannot leave our raid section out until we cover our 5-star Shadow raid boss, and we're only going to have 2 weeks left to raid this Pokemon, which is going to be Shadow Giratina. We have said this in previous weeks, but just a couple of details again. Remember, it is a dual Dragon and Ghost type Pokemon. It has a max CP of 3820, so a little bit on the lower side, an attack value of 187, which is slightly below average, but really good defensive stats of 225 and 284. As a Ghost type attacker, it's still the 15th best in the game. As a Dragon type though, it's not even breaking into the top 50, so where does this Pokemon shine? It's not as a raid attacker, it's very much in PvP. In the Ultra League though, it shines best, currently hovering around the 70th spot, and even in the Master League as well, it's breaking into the top 80, so to be honest, as a PvP Pokemon, this has really good utility. Very similar to something like Shadow Cresselia for example. This Pokemon is relatively comparable because it's more of a bulky Pokemon rather than an attacking Pokemon, which is why both of them shine best in something like the Ultra League. Remember to party up for an easier battle, because these 5-star Shadow raid bosses at 60 to 70% of its health, it will become enraged. You're then going to have to use 8 purified gems, or you can just power through if you do have the top counters. Once it gets subdued, it will be much easier to defeat. Those are the important raids. But if we go back to our calendar again, on Tuesday morning at 10 AM, we have our first event of the week, and it's following just after the Water Festival. It's a big one. It's going to be the Pokemon XP, as well as the Pokemon Worlds Championships event. This is going to be bringing about 2 costume Pikachu debuts, which is going to be the Pikachu wearing the Cosmog themed spacesuit, as well as the World Championships 2026 Pikachu. As of recording this video, there's only 2 announced ways to do that. They are going to be in 1-star raids throughout this event. They could be in field research, but the only other way to get it is that you need to get timed research through the Pokemon Twitch channel. All you need to do is follow the steps on screen to do this. There is going to be Twitch live streams for a total of 5 different rewards. The first reward is going to be a green tea for everyone. If you're at the in-person event, you're going to get the red tea. The second drop is going to be a branching timed research where we're going to have to pick either Lickitung, Totodile, or Paldean Wooper. The next timed research for a total watch time of 45 minutes is going to be granting you a 2026 Worlds Pikachu. On Saturday, specifically for the Pokemon XP Twitch channel, for a total watch time of 30 minutes, you will also get a timed research encounter to get the Pikachu with a Cosmog themed spacesuit. And last but not least, on all of the channels, for a total watch time of 60 minutes, you will then be able to get a timed research, which is going to award you Beelzeboy, the champion from last year's event. Is going to give you his own Tinkaton with its exact build and a special background, and you're also going to get an elite charge TM. Make sure to pick up some of these free items. In order to claim these items, you need to log into your Pokemon Trainer Club account. You then need to link this to Twitch to effectively connect your account. From there, you need to watch those streams. Just bear in mind, if you do refresh the page, you may not get your watch time or it may reset the timer. That being said, just check the drops icon. From there, you're going to get links to certain codes and then you can punch them into the game to redeem your rewards. The main bonuses for this event is that all trainers are going to get an increased limit on their set battles. You can do up to 15 sets per day, which is a total of 75 battles, and all the Pokemon encountered through the GBL track are going to have a wider variance of IVs. The reason why this is important is that let's say you got something like a Galarian Corsola, it's very important to encounter this Pokemon outside of a research task. So you could get very lucky and get something like a 0-15-15 Galarian Corsola for the Great League. It looks like this event is going to be kind of split in two. The Pokemon XP event is first. Spawning in the wild there for the first 3 days is going to be Ralts, Numel, Spheal, Drifloon, Elgium, Sobble, and Pawmi. Rare response for Dino. And then for the 2026 World Champs event, which is going to be taking place from Friday all the way until Sunday, we are going to see wild spawns for Alolan Sandshrew, Mankey, Lickitung, Totodile, Wooper, Foongus, Froakie, Litten, Togetic, and Beldum. And ultimately, do not forget about the new Worlds Go Pass. We mentioned the Water Festival Go Pass, the August Go Pass, and now there's going to be another Worlds Go Pass. The free track rewards are going to be encounters with PvP Pokemon, and if you purchase the deluxe version of this particular Go Pass for a total of $5, you're going to get a 2026 Worlds XP backpack, an encounter with Zapdos that will have a wider variance of IV, so you could potentially use it in the GBL. You're going to get additional encounters with event-themed PvP Pokemon and even more premium items. Remember, at Tier 1, which is going to be at rank 10, the bonus is going to be 2 times Catch Stardust, and at Tier 2, which is going to be at rank 20, you're going to get an extra 3000 XP upon completing raids. The reason why these two things are important, particularly that Stardust, is that remember, Foongus as well as Togetic is going to be spawning in the wild. Foongus normally grants you 500 Stardust per catch. With this bonus though, it's going to be 1000. With the Star Piece running, it's going to be 1500. With Togetic, it's normally 300 per catch. With this event, it's going to be 600 per catch, and with the Star Piece running, it's going to be 900 per catch. Remember to do this. The 1-star raids for the Pokemon XP event, like we said earlier, is going to be the Pikachu wearing the Cosmog themed spacesuit, as well as Impidimp, and for the second half of the event, the 1-star raids are going to be the World's 2026 Pikachu, the Pikachu wearing the spacesuit, as well as Honedge raids. But arguably the biggest feature of this event that if you don't take advantage of, you might have to wait another year is the legacy moves. The following Pokemon are going to get legacy moves upon capture or evolution during this event. Alolan Sandshrew going into Alolan Sandslash is going to know Shadow Claw. Mankey going into Primeape as well as into Annihilape is going to know Rage Fist for both of those evolutions. Lickitung Caught is going to know Body Slam, and evolving it into Licky Licky, it will also know Body Slam. Croconaw into Feraligatr is going to know Hydro Cannon. Wooper into Quagsire is going to know Aqua Tail. Kirlia into Gardevoir or Gallade is going to know Synchronoise. Celio going into Welrayan is going to know the Fast Attack Powder Snow and the Charge Attack Icicle Sphere. Metang into Metagross is going to know Meteor Mash, a crucial move for that Pokemon. Togetic into Togekiss is going to know Aura Sphere. Zweilous into Hydreigon is going to know Brutal Swing. Frogadier into Greninja is going to know Hydro Cannon. Dartrix into Decidueye is going to know Frenzy Plant. Torracat into Incineroar is going to know Blast Burn. Drizzile into Inteleon is going to know Hydro Cannon. Corvisquire into Corviknight is going to know Air Cutter. What we've already done is made your life a lot easier. We've already released this video and you guys are loving it. It's actually pumping as we speak. You can check it out above me right here, and I will definitely leave it as the end screen. That Worlds event, there are some hidden gems in there and certain things you need to take advantage of. Don't wait another year. Moving on to Wednesday though, those raid bosses will be coming in at 6 a.m. and the big thing to point out on Wednesday as well is going to be the raid hour featuring the Hoenn Regis. But again, just like it was for Max Monday, the big incentive of doing these raid hours, especially if you're in person, is that you will get a guaranteed rare XL candy as well for every single raid you complete. We also just had Mega Starmie making its debut, giving us extra rare XL candy because of that Ultra Unlock bonus. Guys, this is the best time in Pokemon Go to get rare XL candy. They've never made it this available before. Let's get back to our calendar again and let's have a look at Thursday. There's a couple of things we need to mention here, but because we're going to be in the middle of that Worlds event, remember on Thursday is still going to be GBL Thursdays, which means on this day you can complete up to 20 GBL sets per day, which is 100 battles, but also at 4 times Stardust rewards. Get those star pieces ready. Please remember to claim your Pokemon from the reward track. We can get Cramorant now coming from the Water Festival. I believe that's only from rank 16 or above. That's a pretty sick Pokemon to go after. But as we've said in previous videos, we've seen a lot of trainers email us screenshots of all the legendary Pokemon they've got from this free reward track. GBL is absolutely free and you could get yourself an absolute banger by doing this. The other important thing we need to mention on Thursday is going to be the Spotlight Hour from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, and that's going to be featuring Mankey in the Spotlight. That shiny takes on that green, but once it goes into that Annihilape, it kind of takes on that night blue, which looks sick. But how good is Mankey going into Primeape first and foremost? Primeape right now, its shadow form is ranked 109 in the Great League, and its regular form is currently sitting in the 185th spot. In the Ultra League, it's even better. With XL Candy, its regular form is sitting in the 113th. Its shadow is falling just behind in 128. And remember, these Pokemon are important to get Rage Fist on it, which you can now do in this week because of the featured bonuses. This also applies to Annihilape though. Annihilape is also good in the Go Battle League. In the Great League right now, it's currently sitting in the 146th spot. In the Ultra League, it's performing a lot better in the 34th and 35th spot with its Shadow 2. But ultimately in the Master League too, its Shadow form sitting in the 47th spot and its regular sitting in the 59th spot. Annihilape is a really good pick in the Master League. So some great PvP evolutions for Mankey, but remember guys that the bonus in this hour is going to be 2 times Catch Candy. So if you didn't really want to go after Mankey and you've got some top options, you could potentially pop your coin bag for some Gimme Ghoul candy or Meltan box to get extra candy for the mythical Pokemon Meltan, of course going into Melmetal. Melmetal is really good to get candy as well as XL Candy for in the future because it does have a GMAX form. Popping these boxes in a 2 times Catch Candy hour is a perfect thing to do. Let's get back to our calendar again, moving on to Friday. You know what's very important to mention here is Friendship Friday. Guys, you need to be trading your Pokemon. Every single day in Pokemon Go, you can trade your Pokemon up to 100 times. But on Fridays, there's extra bonuses. Every single trade is going to guarantee you 2 XL Candy upon trade. It's going to cost 20% less Stardust per trade. You can make up to 3 special trades on this day, which is very important for the last point, which is every single trade you do on this day will have an increased chance to go lucky. I think I did say it before in the previous week's episode. Guys, I did about like 40 trades and I got like 9 luckies. I didn't get any hundos on either account, but I did trade a lucky Riolu that did go lucky because of Friendship Friday. No hundo, but we're going to keep grinding, guys. Trading Pokemon is one of the most underrated things in the game. Take advantage of Friendship Friday. It's free cash. Let's get back to our calendar again, and as we move on to Saturday, you can see there's not too much going on for the remainder of the week. The Worlds event will be carrying us through. But I just need to mention something on Sunday very quickly because of course Scenic Sundays will be taking place. But guys, going into the next week, we know that the Mega Ascension event will be starting. That video coming from us will be going live on Monday. Please check it out. It's very important. Don't get overwhelmed. We're going to explain everything for you. And to be honest with you, we're going to save your money. But on Sundays, I want you guys to take advantage of this because remember, your buddy distance is going to be boosted because of Scenic Sundays. And if you pop a Poffin on top of that, you're going to be able to walk legendary Pokemon to get candy as well as XL Candy 4. Make sure to walk Roots on Sunday because the wild spawns are going to be boosted. You're going to get boosted incense spawns while walking Roots as well, with even more Pokemon spawning. Try and couple this with Palkia Spatial Rend so you can increase the radius of your spawn pools to again just get as many numbers as possible. And ultimately as well, you can encounter Mateo up to 3 times on this day. You can collect Zygarde cells on those Roots as well. But you heard it here first. There's something going on with Zygarde. I did say it in previous weeks as well. I do believe there's something coming with Zygarde soon. Start getting used to routes, start even creating routes that are close to you in your area, because I do believe there's an event coming where walking routes may be able to get us more Zygarde cells. And don't forget about Mateo's 7km egg hatch pool as well. The big hit there is probably going to be the White Stripe Basculin. That is the only Basculin that can evolve in the future into Basculegion. It does have a male and female form, which is a water and ghost type Pokemon. They perform very well in the VGC games, and they may do well in Pokemon Go. Red Stripe Basculin and Blue Stripe Basculin cannot evolve. As we continue on here, yeah, bro, I already told them. He's just telling you guys to remember to subscribe because we did stack this video as much as we possibly could for you. We release these videos every single Sunday. And remember, if you want to see that Pokemon XP and Worlds event, please check it to my top left. And once Water Festival is over, we will then attach the Mega Ascension event to my top right. Love you guys. Go with us. Hit that subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one, baby. Shh.